Do you know the bottlenecks in your dealership's processes that are costing you millions?
Today, we're diving into how finding that one bottleneck can open up the floodgates of sales. Plus, we've got more news, tips, strategies to help you sell more cars.
I'm Travis Miller.
And I'm Jimmy V.
And this is the show that helps you build a better dealership. We're back with better news again, Jim. Although today the better news isn't really great. The technician shortage continues to worsen as service departments and dealerships struggle to keep up with demand.
I mean, the reality is, Travis, dealerships are facing growing pressure to find skilled technicians to handle the rising service demands and causing delays and customer dissatisfaction because they just don't have enough people or enough skilled people to do the jobs.
Yep, there's a nationwide shortage of automotive technicians, and it's creating a serious bottleneck for dealership service departments. And many dealers are struggling to keep up with routine maintenance and repairs and recalls. It's resulting in longer wait times for customers and, of course, the potential for lost revenue. The shortage is pushing dealerships to completely rethink their technician recruitment strategies, including offering different and better benefits and different enhanced training programs and even partnering with local trade schools.
I mean, one of the ways to address the technician shortage that dealerships can utilize is that they need to be proactively recruiting and investing in upskilling their current staff. You know, how do we take the people we have and make them better? Building relationships also, as you said, with technical schools and offering more competitive compensation packages that can attract the next generation of skilled workers. Also, you know, trying to build those young people up in a more aggressive and decisive manner by training them internally or working with those trade schools.
Yeah, so let us know, hey, what are you doing to deal with this issue, to clear this bottleneck? How are you attracting good technician talent to your dealership? We'd love to hear about it in the comments. It's everybody's favorite time of the episode. It's time for better resources, guys. Some tools or gadgets that can help make life and business a little more ESP, enjoyable, simple, and prosperous.
Travis, I love this one. I'm excited about it. We've talked about this in one of our rich dealers mastermind meetings that we hold quarterly. And we've been doing that now for how many meetings now?
A bunch.
Come on, I'm making you do the math. I guess, I don't do the math. So
like 72.
Yeah. Okay. So a bunch, 72. One of the 72 recently, we spoke about the ZBEC Snap. This is a portable, lightweight, multi-screen attachment that adds 2 additional monitors to your laptop. It gives your monitor like wings. And
gives your laptop wings.
Yeah, your laptop wings. And some people have multiple monitors on their desk. This is like that, but way more compact, way more portable, and for your laptop, right? And it basically snaps onto the back of your laptop, and then you can add additional screens onto these little arms that come off the side of it. And you can even orient the monitors differently, the side monitors, so you can turn them horizontally like your traditional laptop monitor, or you could turn them vertically, one vertical, one horizontal. It gives you so much more screen ability. You can move stuff around, onto the different monitors like you would if you had multiple monitors on your desk. This thing is just cool, Travis.
I mean, a lot of people I know in the business really need multiple monitors because they're tracking, different systems. They have different systems open at one time, and switching between tabs can be really difficult, having the display on multiple monitors. But also a lot of people in the business I know travel around a lot. You're going to meetings and maybe you're traveling for, personal stuff, but you want to keep an eye on the business, or, you're at a 20 group meeting, you're at a rich dealers meeting, whatever, and you need to keep an eye on your business. This allows you to set up and have this like cockpit display that you might be used to having at your, at your dealership on your desk.
Maybe you're using it for, auctions, buying cars. You got multiple things going. I don't know. There's lots of ways to use this stuff, but it looks cool. It is cool. it gives you way more display space. Check it out, the ZBEC Snap. And you can find it at thezbec.com. And that is ZBEC is XEBEC.com. It'll be in the show notes below. But check it out, thezbec.com, the ZBEC Snap.
We're back with more better ideas. Today, we're talking about something that's very important, and that's the theory of constraints. Have you ever heard about it? Maybe, maybe not. We mentioned in a previous video that there are 4 core essentials to the work that we do, and one of those essentials is effective systems and processes. And one of the keys to ensuring that you have effective systems and processes is efficiency, and efficiency is largely often derailed by constraints or bottlenecks in processes. There's an interesting sort of like demonstration, a way that if we were together in person, I would use to demonstrate this to you is imagine take a 2-liter soda bottle and fill it all the way to the top with water, and then go over to a sink. It works best with a sink, and turn the bottle upside down. And now, you've done this. Imagine what happens. It goes glug, 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 glug. The water pours out, but then it stops. Why does it stop? Well, it stops because as the water went out, it created a vacuum in the bottle, and air has to come in and displace that vacuum. And so the water has to stop so the air can come in. So it's water out, air in, water out, air in. The interesting thing is if you were to take a very long straw and stick it down into the bottom of that bottle and out the top, and then turn it over and let the water pour out, the water would rush out as the air would rush in through the straw. They wouldn't have to take turns. So that's a wonderful demonstration and illustration of the effect that bottlenecks have on processes. And if you use a timer to see how long does it take for the bottle to empty, the typical way when you dump it upside down, I don't remember exactly, but it's like 30 seconds. And when you do it with the straw in there, it happens in like 2 or 3 seconds. So there are some other methods to speed up the process as well. But this illustrates the concept of constraints. And
beautifully. That's a beautiful demonstration. You're talking about taking, even though total, the other one only took 30 seconds, it's significantly greater investment of time with that one than it is with the straw version. So we're talking about how to increase efficiency, and it's all about where are these bottlenecks happening in your business and unclogging them, and really determining which bottleneck, because often there are many bottlenecks in any business, which bottleneck is going to create the most efficiency and the most throughput the quickest, and focus on fixing that bottleneck first. So, but in order to do any of the fixing and any of the analysis, you have to first find the bottleneck. And in a dealership, this could be an overloaded finance office, slow sales process, poor customer handoff from online inquiries to in-person visits. Identify which part of your operation is slowing down the sales or service flow, and then we can begin to work on it, right?
Yeah, right. Now, once you identify that bottleneck, then you can begin to maximize the bottleneck's efficiency. That means you focus your energy and your effort. You remember in an earlier episode, we talked about that book, The One Thing, and it was about the one thing that would make everything else easier or unnecessary. This is a great, example of that in action. When you identify a critical bottleneck that is holding your business back, you direct your energy and attention to clearing that bottleneck. Okay. And so if the finance department slows down deals, you can cross-train other team members to help handle the basic paperwork, or you could upgrade your software. Or if the BDC, if the bottleneck is that not enough of your inbound leads are converting to appointments, right? Well, then you've got to invest time and energy into improving the BDC process, which might be helped with training, or it might be helped with software, or both. But in most cases, dealerships have these bottlenecks all over the place. And so the job of the top executive really is to identify the one that's having the biggest detrimental impact on the results. Okay, so let's move on to the third idea here.
Yeah, and then you want to elevate system-wide performance. Make sure that the changes to the bottleneck are supported across the entire dealership. And if you've improved the sales process, ensure marketing and customer follow-up and after-sales support can all handle the increased load we've created by clearing that bottleneck.
Yeah.
And often fixing one thing will at least show the weak points in other parts of the process. And that's okay, because we can then go back and solidify those other bottlenecks and make it work better. But often those are hidden when there's a larger bottleneck earlier in the process, right? And so it's not until we clear that do we actually get to see where all the other holes are.
So, this idea of theory of constraints was born out of the manufacturing business. It was about how can we maximize the throughput in a factory to make everything more efficient, to get more product out the door faster. It's a powerful idea, but applying it to a business, a service business like a car dealership is, I think one of the really important, abilities of leaders, necessary abilities of leaders to be able to think abstractly and to take ideas that are outside of our own industry and apply it to our business. What can we learn from what others have done? And this was a key component, by the way, of Toyota's manufacturing success back in the 80s. That's when this started. And it was really popularized by a guy named Eli Goldratt. And we're going to talk about him in the next section. So we'll see you there. Hey guys, if you're enjoying the episode, just a quick reminder to press the like button. It's important to us. And subscribe to the channel. Also, turn on your notifications so you never miss a future episode.
Do you want to be a thought leader? Do you want to be looked at as somebody who's got really good information to share? Well, you're watching this and you do. So why don't you share this with someone you know in the business? They'd really appreciate it, and so would we. Hey, Travis, there really isn't anything better than a better book. I mean, books are great. What's even better than a book? A better book, a good book, a book that's great. And you know what? In this show, all we do is talk about great books. And this happens to be one we reference a lot. Why? Because it has huge potential for improvement of your business, making your business better. The book is The Goal, a process of ongoing improvement by Eli Goldratt.
Yeah, man, this book is one of my all-time favorite business books. It has made such an impact on our business and the way we think about the businesses that we work with, which, at this point have been hundreds and hundreds of businesses that we've worked very closely with. And this is a critical part of our thinking. Okay. So we mentioned early in the episode that Eli Goldratt popularized the theory of constraints idea. And he started, he did it through his consulting with auto manufacturers in Japan back in the 80s to maximize, throughput through the system. And then he wrote books about it. And there's a series of books. But his first book, the classic book on the theory of constraints, is essential for anyone looking to improve processes and efficiency in their business. Like I said, it came from manufacturing, but the lessons apply directly to running a car dealership. Understanding where your bottlenecks are and fixing them can lead to massive improvements in productivity and profits. In the book, The Goal sort of walks you through the process of identifying and clearing bottlenecks in your business.
Yes, we have taught this to dealers all over the U.S. and Canada. We have worked with dealerships as it relates to constraints and finding the bottlenecks in their business, in their sales process, in their marketing process, in their many other processes in their business, and helping them clear those constraints and get better results. So the first takeaway of the book is really about identifying the bottleneck. Every system has a weakest link, and Goldratt's message is to focus on finding and fixing that one constraint first before making any other changes. So for a dealership, this could be the finance office, sales follow-up, or service center delays, or BDC issues. Find one, solve it first. Really what you want to do is find the one that is closest to the to where the results are going to be.
Closest to the outcome. In the book, I remember, and it's been a long time since I read it, but in the book, he tells a story about, because it's like the book is like a fable. Like, it tells a story of a guy who's a consultant for a manufacturing company, and he's learning this, theory of constraints process through a mentor, and he happens to take his son, I think, on like a camping trip, more or less like scouts or something like that, and they go on a hike, and they've got this group of kids who are out on a hike, and the group of kids keeps getting separated. And that's because they had some kids that were going much faster than others. And one kid in particular was slower than the other kids, and he was always dragging at the back. And then, there always had to be an adult, at the back. And so it's like the group of kids kept getting stretched out really far, and the group wasn't together, and it was creating a problem. And so the guy used...
So they tied that slow kid to a tree, and they left him there. No,
it's Lord of the Flies, man. It's just, survival of the fittest.
I got the conch.
Now, what they did in the book, and this would be, I can see this annoying people, okay? And I can see a lot of criticism around this, okay? But here's what they did. They reorganized.
This is the book.
They reorganized the group of kids, and they put the slowest kid in the front of the group. And think about what that accomplished. That kept the whole group together. They told everyone, don't change order, stay in order, and the slowest kid is in the front. They kept the whole group together. Did that annoy the kids in the back? Of course it annoyed the kids in the back. But the adults who were with the group had a responsibility to keep all these kids safe, and they couldn't have them stretched out over the span of a quarter mile or something. And so this fixed the problem. So, that's it's like an illustrative example of, what bottlenecks can look like in real life, or what problems can look like in real life, and then getting creative about how to solve them. And so,
I like my idea better personally. I think it's much better.
Just tie them up.
Much better example.
And then nobody would criticize that idea. So
tie him to the fastest kid.
All right, here's the second big idea, though.
Okay,
tie him to
my ideas.
See,
are
that's
bad.
a good idea. The fastest kid has to carry the slowest kid. That'll solve. That'll fix this right up. All right.
Maybe his solution
here
was the best solution.
All right, Jimmy. This is why we don't give him the full set of keys.
Speaking of keys,
ongoing
improvement is the key.
Yeah, that's true. But before that, we're talking about don't optimize everything. I'm excited about this topic. Don't optimize everything. Optimize the bottleneck. Okay. A lot of times people in business make the mistake of trying to fix everything. Identify the one bottleneck that's creating the biggest issue and put all your attention into curing that bottleneck. And then you move on to the next one.
Yeah. Having accurate thinking on what the real problems are, and only spending your time doing that rather than wasting your time on a whole bunch of things that aren't really causing that big of an issue is causes you to miss the momentum gain, right? Now, ongoing improvement is key. Once you've resolved one bottleneck, another one will become clear, will become visible. Continuously monitoring and adjusting is necessary to maintain and improve this kind of efficiency over time. Dealers should always be evaluating their processes and always be looking for the next biggest bottleneck and attacking that and solving it, and you'll continually improve.
All right.
Do that.
So this book, you can find it on Amazon. It's called The Goal, and we highly recommend that you get your hands on it, read it, let us know, and tell us, what do you think of the book? What other books about efficiency have made an impact in your business? We'd love to hear about it.
We'd love to know what you think about today's episode. Share your thoughts below in the comments and let us know what your business's biggest bottleneck is and what you're doing about it.
Hey, we're excited to hear from you. Let's continue this conversation. Head on over to betterdealerships.com to join our Facebook group. It's the best way to stay connected with us and all the other better dealerships out there in Better Dealerships land. See you over at betterdealerships.com.